Welcome friends, welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're going to be making something I call lumberjack cookie bars. I'm going to be working away from the kitchen on a project for a couple of months, and I'm looking for things that I can make up ahead of time, cut and freeze to have as an afternoon snack when I'm working in the hangar. This is that snack. So first into the mixer, butter. And we'll just soften this a little bit. Next in, brown sugar. And we'll cream those together. Okay, let's talk about the word cream, because I've seen this pop up in the comments section time and time again lately. So let's address it. I've had people ask me about recipes saying, in the method you talk about cream, but I don't see cream in the ingredient list, and I didn't see you put any cream in during the recipe. In this context, I'm creaming together the butter and the sugar. There's no cream involved. There's no liquid milk product involved. Cream is an action. What is an action word? That's a verb. Cream is being used as a verb, not a noun. Does that make sense? English is a ridiculous language. So while that's creaming, I've got some flour here. I'm going to add salt, baking powder, and this one is baking soda. And we'll just give that a quick mix, not a whole lot. Okay, now 2 eggs, one at a time. And one at a time, let it mix in, and then move on to the second one. There really is a purpose to this. There's a whole lot of things in baking that I think are ridiculous, and there's no need to do them. This is one where I think there really is a need. If I was to put both eggs in at the same time, the eggs wouldn't emulsify with the rest of the mixture as quickly or as thoroughly. If you let one fully mix in before you put the second one in, you'll actually mix it together faster and get a better mixture. Okay, second egg. A little bit of vanilla. Next in, large flake rolled oats. Put them all in at once. And now I'm going to start scooping in the flour, salt, baking soda, baking powder mixture. A little bit at a time, let it mix in, throw in a little bit more. A couple scoops at a time, let the mixer run. So I'm about halfway through on the flour. The machine is starting to strain a little bit, so I'm going to put the mix-ins in at this point. These are Score toffee chips. Can't go wrong with Score toffee chips. These are dark chocolate, semi-sweet chocolate chunks. I put those in. And as a foil to the dark chocolate, some milk chocolate chips. These are butternuts, sometimes called white walnuts. So I'm going to put those in. I should have used the bigger mixer over there on the side counter, the silver one. It doesn't have a glass bowl. It doesn't present as well, and I thought I wanted to use a glass bowl. Anyway, I'm going to mix the last of the flour in by hand because that red mixer just isn't going to work. It's not going to get through it, and I don't want to break the shear pin. Although it doesn't have an actual shear pin, it has a gear in it that is made of a softer metal that is meant to break, and that often breaks. Just in case you get your necktie caught in the mixer, it doesn't drag you in. It breaks the gear rather than breaking your neck or taking off your finger if you get your finger stuck inside. Anyway, I'll mix the last of it in by hand. It's not too difficult. Let's talk about butternuts. If you can't get butternuts, use English walnuts, black walnuts, pecans. All of those would work in here to your taste buds. I'm curious to know, though, how many of you have ever had a butternut. They're not very common, not generally commercially available, unless you know somebody out there, or have a tree in your yard that produces these nuts. They're wonderful. The flavor is incredible. to me, flavor's incredible. Okay, 9 by 13 greased with a parchment sling, and we'll get this dough in there. Super thick, difficult to move, difficult to, it's stiff. So this is 100% a cookie dough. You could drop this by the spoonful onto a cookie sheet and bake it as cookies. I like the texture as a bar, so I'm going to do it this way. I'm using an offset spatula or a palette knife, goes by many names, in order to smooth this out, get a nice even layer. Oven's preheated to 350 degrees, and it's going to take between 25 and 30 minutes. Yeah.
Hey, Glenn. Hey, friends.
Hey,
Always here just in time. Look at that.
I give you lumberjack cookie squares.
Okay. So I see you got some chocolate, some nuts. Looks good.
Mm-hmm. I just need a very little bit. There's a lot going on in here. 2 different kinds of chocolate. Score toffee chips.
Okay. I'm going to reinterpret what you said. I should probably only have a little bit.
Yes.
But I think I could probably easily eat a good chunk of it. Let's just be...
I could power through half of that. I'd feel horrible, but I could power through half of that.
We're not going to say anything. You just have to watch us eat it.
So this will freeze really well. Cut into squares and freeze it so that I can take it on my lunches. Trying to come up with stuff to take to the hangar. And like I said earlier, you could cook it as cookies. You could bake it as cookies and play with the stuff that you throw in it. What I threw in it was great, but maybe you've got some different ideas of what you want to put in it.
Dried fruit.
Different types of dried fruit, different types of candy. Just have at it. Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.